Welcome back to Taiwanica. I want to start off with something real. Have you ever had one small moment that completely changed your entire day? Maybe a message from your boss, a comment in a meeting, someone's tone that felt off, and suddenly your mood shift. And even hours later, you're still thinking about it, still feeling the negativity, still holding on to the negative stuff that that person did or how you felt about it. If that's ever happened to you, first of all, I want you to know you are not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. A lot of people start thinking things along the lines like I shouldn't feel this way. I should just let it go. But here's the truth. Nobody teaches us how to process emotions, especially in environments like Taiwan, where we stay polite, we avoid conflict, we say things like 没关系, it's okay, even when it's not okay. Yeah? So what do? We carry it. Something that a lot of people don't know is it's not just your mind that has memory. It's also your body. And in fact, your body carries around a lot of memory of the things that you do throughout your day that your mind maybe forgets about because it's too busy with so many activities. So it says to you, don't worry, I'll take care of it. And that's a lot of information. There's some people that say that the body carries around 100 times more information and memory than what the mind does. So if you think about that, there's a lot of emotions that get carried and built up throughout your day. Let me paint you a picture. You're at work. It's a normal day. Then you get a message. We need to talk. That's it. Nothing else. No explanation. Immediately your mind starts rushing and going off like, oh, did I do something wrong? Is there a problem? Your body gets tense, your focus drops. Even if nothing serious happens later, your energy is already impacted and you feel different. It's like your whole entire life trajectory or your focus for that day is completely off just because of that one thing. And it repeats in the back of your mind again and again. This actually happened to me for quite some time when I was getting stressed out about living in a country that didn't necessarily have a healthy environment when it came to the nature. And so one thing I noticed is that whenever I was there outside, it was very difficult for me because I was constantly getting stuck with the thought of, what's the point of working? Or what's the point of even trying? Because the world is so unhealthy. Like there's pollution outside. All the trees are being cut down. There's disasters happening all around this area. There's crime everywhere. There's violence. Why try to go out and have a happy day when the world around me looks so sad and unhealthy? And so I started thinking like this, and it didn't stop for one day. It became an everyday thing where I was starting to repeat negative things, and it kept making me feel pretty down because it wasn't just happening once. It started as soon as I woke up, where I would look outside, open the window, and see that the sun was out. And even though it was a sunny day, I was saying, oh man, what's the point? This sun is going to cook us up like a hot meal, and then it's going to burn us to a crisp. So right after that, no motivation to do anything new except for the things that I had to do. My job, talking to certain people, and doing the usual chores that you have to do. And this lasted for years. And then until I realized it wasn't the moment that affected me, it is what I carried after it. Here's what most people don't realize. When something emotional happens, your mind doesn't automatically close it. It stays open. And when it stays open, it keeps running in the background. So now you're in a meeting, but thinking about earlier. You're with family, but still feeling work stress and overtime. It starts to build up. This is why by the end of the day, you feel more tired, irritated, maybe less patient. Not because something big happened, but because nothing was ever released. So now here's why this matters. If you carry one moment into the next, day after day, week after week, like I did with global warming and the stuff happening to the city, it shapes your entire life experience. You're still doing the same stuff, same job, same people, but completely different feeling of life. So the question becomes, how do I stop carrying it? We're not trying to resist it, ignore it, but the most important thing is to become empowered and release it. Here's something simple you can use today. The next time something affects you, take a pause for a moment, just for a moment. I'm not saying for 5 minutes, I'm saying for like 30 seconds, and say these things internally. I see this. I feel this. I release this. I move forward. You don't need to believe anything special. You don't need to think about God or anything religious. It's just telling yourself that I just need to acknowledge what is inside me, process it. That's the most important part. And then close it. I'm going to repeat that again. When you say, I see this, I feel this, I release this, I move forward. You say that with a lot of power in your mind. What you're doing is you're acknowledging it, which helps you process it, and then processing it will bring it to a close. So you're no longer leaving it open in the back of your mind. Let's make this real. You really can do this anywhere. On the MRT, on your scooter, walking between meetings. No one will ever know. But inside, everything starts to change. So when I started using this frequently, of course, I started with global warming because that was the thing that was on my mind literally 100 times a day. And so what I did was every time a thought related to global warming popped up, I just paused, I heard the thought, and then I said the phrases. After that, I noticed something felt different by the time it was evening. I noticed I had more energy. And also, I didn't want to rush to bed, like feeling exhausted. And I was learning this when I had a brand new baby. So I was already pretty tired. But then having this to release the stuff that was inside me, noticed a very big difference. And that was I was being much more patient with the people in my life. Like my mom, my wife, my son, and all my students that I was working with. You might be one of them. So I want you to imagine this. You finish work and you're actually done with work. Not replaying conversations, not carrying stress home. You're just here, present. You're with your family, friends, or just by yourself. That's what this will start to create for you. And if you feel relaxed in those moments after doing this exercise, you'll say, wow, I actually can enjoy my life even though I'm still pretty busy. And that's the truth. This is just one piece because patterns, emotions, communication, confidence, all of these things are connected. So if this resonates with you and you're feeling connected to what I'm talking about now, and you're tired of carrying stress, overthinking, and repeating the same patterns, I want to invite you into something deeper. I've created a platform called Start Now. Inside, you'll get 500 plus courses on mindset, confidence, relationship, personal growth. There's a full library of content too. You can read, listen, watch anytime. And more importantly, there's an opportunity to join our group mindset coaching classes. So you're not doing this alone. You're learning, you're growing, and you're surrounded by people doing the same. Right now, you can get access for about 450 Taiwanese dollars a month. That's less than what most people spend on coffee a week. But something can actually change your life. So if you're interested, check out the URL. It's going to be in the link in the description below. It's also startnow.i as in ice cream, achievetoday.com/well. That's WELL 18. In our next episode, we're going deeper into something that stops almost everyone, and that's related to fear. Not the big idea. It's just something that we're going to look at to help us understand more on how fear makes our decisions more difficult to achieve, mainly because we're going through an action step that's making it hard for us to realize what is the actual truth that's happening right now. If we want to understand that more, then we have to understand that the biggest issue on being human and not taking action is because our mind gets locked into two different ways. It's either fear focused, which means all the things that we're wanting to do right now are just simply not happening because we're overthinking it. And then there's other sides of greed, which essentially greed is just us wanting to have more of what we want, and we keep on thinking about having it rather than doing something about it. So when we get a little bit quiet on these fears and our greed and start to notice how they're controlling our decisions every day, we'll start to remember something, and that is, it's not what happens to you that shapes your life, it's what you carry and what you choose to release. That's the empowerment here that we're going to learn. So I'll see you with all this great information in the next episode.
Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. If you really enjoyed it, then if you can be one of the very few people who can give us a 5-star review and even tell us about what you liked about the podcast, that would be great if you could do that in the place where you're listening. 谢谢大家。如果你真的很喜欢今天的 podcast 的话，请你们给我们5颗星。这个会让更多人越来越了解台湾要给什么的资料，让他们的生活越来越顺利。感谢。